Raptors and Jazz out there in Utah, and it was all Kyle Lowry in the fourth quarter for the visiting Raptors. In the fourth, Utah up 3. Lowry driving and looking for some contact. Gets it. And the floater. Next Raptors possession. Lowry, this time, I don't need to drive. When you give me a high screen, I'll just pull it deep. Moments later, it's that Lowry guy again. Driving from the wing, spin. Ooh. Lays it off the glass. Under 2 to go in regulation. And watch Lowry lob it up to Lucas O'Gara, the alley-oop. Season high 36 points for Lowry. 19 in the final quarter. Raptors set a franchise record with 6 straight wins on the road.
Yeah.
104-98 the final.
I'm so impressed with with Toronto. The Jazz are a nice team. They're not on Toronto's level. I like Toronto tonight in the game. The line moved from Raptors -3 to Raptors -1. Smart money went to Utah. This was a back-and-forth game. Toronto has a switch. There's only a few teams in the entire league that have a switch.
Cleveland, Golden State, Toronto,
Spurs.
Yeah, that might be the end of the list. Kyle Lowry, at the beginning of the year, we were all talking about DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
DeMar DeRozan, breakthrough.
Kyle Lowry's an interesting story. Here's a guy who's bounced around. He's played for a few different teams. Mm-hmm. You forget that, right? Because he's been so great in Toronto. It's really been the pinnacle of his career. But he was in Houston. He was in Memphis.
Yeah.
He has found a home there in Toronto. Toronto's an exception to the rule with this year's NBA. They have guys that understand their role, that have been around a while. They've experienced. That's why they're so tough. They're really good. What are you going to do? Can they get over the hump? I think we're going to look back on these Raptors teams and be like, wow, if there was no LeBron, we'd be talking about these Raptor teams. This is a throwback team. This Raptors team, they could go back and throw back against the old school teams. Like we were watching the 90s Bulls.
Fantastic.
Knicks. Toronto could fit in that.
So the Raptors are going to be this generation's Knicks or Dominique Wilkins' Hawks with Larry Bird in the Eastern Conference and with the Knicks trying to always get through Jordan.
I think that's exactly what they're going to be. Unless you get a break.
We remember those teams, but we remember I'm like, oh yeah, they could never beat Michael. Or, oh yeah, Neek could never get by Bird.
And that's why I wonder, they went out and signed DeMar Carroll. Are they willing to go try to bring somebody in to try to see if that gets them over the hump? Because the Pistons did that.
True.
They had Adrian Dantley.
Yes.
And they went bye-bye Adrian Dantley. They brought in Mark McGuire, and he seemed to be a better fit at the time. So I think this is the last year they're going to go with this core. And then go, all right, let's see if we can go mix it up.
They did win 2 games last year against the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals. Not 4, but still.